So I was watching a video by Depressed Ginger talking about the 2028 LA Summer Olympics and where it's going to be taking place. And the uniqueness about this is it's not just going to be in the Los Angeles area, but it's going to be outside of California as well, and outside of Los Angeles as well. Now you might ask yourself, well, what do you mean? Well, I have on here via Wikipedia, I have on here the areas where they will be taking place at. For example, the Coliseum will host the opening and closing ceremonies. Well, the closing ceremonies are proposed. Opening is more than likely. The Gallon Center at the USC Sports Center will host badminton, and the LA 84 Foundation Swim Stadium will host diving. And that's all at the Exposition Park in USC. USC Village will host Media Village and Main Press Center. Crypto.com Arena will be for gymnastics only, artistic, rhythmic, and trampolining. The LA Convention Center, which is LA Live, will have fencing, taekwondo, table tennis, judo, and wrestling to be determined. Wrestling might go to crypto. Now, Peacock Theater, also in the LA Live Theater District, will have weightlifting. Farigro Street, easy for me to say, will be known as Olympic Way, with vendors and entertainment connecting Exposition Park, USC, and LA Live. Grand Park, temporary. It's temporary right now. I don't know what that means, but Grand Park. It's Gloria Molina Grand Park, 12 acres, located in the Civic Center of Los Angeles, California. It will be where the marathon starts, the running marathon, race walking, and road cycling. So that's pretty cool. You got race walking, road cycling, and the marathon will start there. Valley Sports Park, the Valley Sports Park in San Fernando Valley, at the Recreation Center, the Samba Vida Basin Recreation Center, the dam, dry dam as they call it, will host archery, BMX racing, freestyle, and skateboarding. Status though is temporary. Now, what I'm assuming there when they say temporary, I'm assuming that right now that's the temporary site. It might change. They might send it to someplace else, but we'll see. So right now for archery, BMX racing, freestyle, and skateboarding, it's going to be the Recreation Center in San Fernando Valley. And right now it's just a temporary status. Same with Grand Park when it comes to marathon, race walking, and road cycling. Now, the South Bay Sports Park will be located on the campus of California State University, Dominguez Hills in Carson, California. That is where the Chargers played temporarily before moving into SoFi. And they will have at the main stadium, South Bay Stadium, rugby sevens and Martin Pentathlon as well. And that's existing. So that's what they'll have there. Then at the South Bay Tennis Center, the tennis stadium, they will have tennis at the center court. Then at the Valero Sports Center, South Bay Valero Dome, they will have track cycling. And those are all existing statuses. Then at South Bay Fields, which is also the the Dignity Sports Park, the South Bay Sports Park, South Bay Fields will have it's a track and field facility. It will host hockey. It'll host hockey, field hockey that is, for the men. But that's also temporary. Then we go to Long Beach Sports Park, which will host events along the Long Beach waterfront. The Long Beach waterfront will host the triathlon. It'll host the marathon swimming. Then at the Long Beach Convention Center lot, we will have water polo and artistic swimming. Now, these are all temporary, according to Wikipedia, and water polo and artistic swimming at the Long Beach Convention Center lot, it's still TBN. It's still TBD, I should say. Not TBN. My mom has TBN a lot, but TBD still to be determined. But it's and again, all that, the waterfront and the convention center are temporary. A convention center lot, water polo, and artistic swimming is to be determined, temporary. Triathlon, marathon swimming at the waterfront is temporary still. Then at the Long Beach Arena, we will have handball. At the Belmont Veterans Memorial Pier, we will have sailing. And at the Marine Stadium in Long Beach, we'll have rowing and canoe sprint. So, yeah, and those are existing. That's the existing status. West Side, various venues in the west side of Los Angeles. The west side is proposed right now at the Santa Monica State Beach. Santa Monica State Beach. It's being proposed right now. We will have beach volleyball, and that's a temporary status, but it's being proposed. At the River County Club, we will have golf. At UCLA, at the Olympic Village and Olympic Training Center, that will be the Olympic Village Training Center at UCLA. Pauline Pavilion will host volleyball. That's indoor volleyball. That's being proposed. SoFi Stadium is being proposed for opening and closing ceremonies. I think they'll get the closing ceremonies. That's what a lot of people are looking at. And they will also have swimming. And then the Inglewood Arena, or the Intuit Dome, which is the new home of the Clippers, will have basketball. Those are existing. So the only temporary one right now is the Santa Monica State Beach for beach volleyball. Then, Southern California venues, various venues in the greater Los Angeles area, the Galway Downs, the Equestrian Center, will be for the equestria events, the horse stuff, and that'll be in Temecula Valley, easy for me to say, and that'll be existing. That's going to happen. The capacity is still to be determined. Then at the Frank G. Bonneal Regional Park, we will have in San Demise, we'll have mountain biking. That is proposed. That's temporary status. And then we will have Santa Monica Mountains National Recreation Center, Santa Monica Mountains, mountain biking also proposed. So basically the regional park, the Frank G. Bonneal Regional Park, and the Santa Monica Mountains National Recreation area is all proposed for, and temporary, all proposed for mountain biking. Then the Honda Center, proposed right now in Anaheim, could be a location for volleyball. So you have two locations proposed for volleyball. You have the Pauline Pavilion in UCLA that holds 13,800, and you got the Honda Center in Anaheim, which holds 18,000. So I think capacity-wise, the Honda Center might get it. Then at the Brokaw News Center University Studios lot, that'll be where the IBC, the main press center, will be. So that's existing. The equestrian event, which is going to happen, is existing. The Galway Downs is going to happen. They just need the capacity. The only ones proposed are mountain biking for either the Frank G. Bonneal Regional Park or the Santa Monica Mountains National Recreation area. Based on capacity, I think the Frank G. Bonneal Regional Park might get it due to the capacity. And as well as I think the Honda Center will win out because of the capacity to host volleyball. Then outlying venues. It says the LAOCOG, which is the Olympic Committee group, announced that existing venues in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma would host the canoe slalom and softball events, opting not to build venues for the events in Los Angeles to reduce cost. So, Devon Park, softball park in Oklahoma City, which is existing, the status I should say is existing, I'm trying to read this. The Devon Park in Oklahoma City will host softball. That holds 13,000. And I think that's why you heard a pause a little bit. I was trying to make sure I was reading the number right. That's existing. That's going to happen. And then the River Sport OKC Whitewater Center Canoe Slalom capacity is 8,000. That's temporary, but that's going to probably go status of existing as well. Now, here's what's interesting. Football soccer venues. According to the bid book for the Los Angeles 2028 Games, soccer venues are to be situated within the Los Angeles metropolitan area and other nearby cities of California. The organizing committee's responsibility is to choose another 6 venues to host the tournament. According to its website, 7 venues are under consideration, all within California. Potential venues in Greater Los Angeles: Rose Bowl is expected because it's got a capacity of almost 93,000. BMO Stadium, Exposition Park, has a capacity of 22,000. Potential venues in the San Francisco Bay Area: Levi Stadium holds a capacity of nearly 69,000. And that would have 8 group matches, quarterfinals, women's semifinal, and men's third place. Stanford Stadium in Stanford, capacity of 50,000, 8 group matches, quarters, men's semi, women's third. California Memorial Stadium, Berkeley, 8 group matches if the field meets FIFA standards. PayPal Park, San Jose, 20,000, 8 group matches, temporary or permanent expansion possible. And potential in the San Diego County, Snapdragon Stadium, which is the new home of the Aztecs, 10 group matches, quarterfinals. So those are the areas, mainly. And that also, I think, includes flag football. I think that even includes flag football. So those are the venues. And for anybody that was wondering why Oklahoma City is getting softball and a canoe slalom event, basically it's due to the fact that right now we're all in a financial situation to where either by 2028 we get out of it, or going towards 2028 we get out of it, depending on this election, or we remain in it, or maybe surprisingly we get out of it. Who knows? But financially, Los Angeles doesn't want to put the money out. Newsom, I can tell you, doesn't want to put the money out to build a new stadium. Now, this might be a good thing too, because what this would do, no matter who our leader is, in the Oval Office at that time, what this does overall is it shows that we're willing to go not just, in-state, all throughout California to host these Olympics, but we're also willing to go beyond and share it with other parts of the country. So that's a pretty good thing. The only issue, I guarantee you, is the women's softball team is going to have to fly out to Oklahoma City after the opening ceremonies and then fly back out after that tournament is done to Los Angeles for the closing ceremonies. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting. Now, they didn't mention anything about baseball, where it could be, but it is coming back. It is coming back. The question is, though, where is it going to be hosted at? I think basically the stadiums that are in the running for flag football, maybe football, because they do say football, but I think that's soccer. But for flag football and soccer overall, I think one of the stadiums that gets left out, might get baseball. Again, I'm not saying that's true, but if Oracle is in the running, Levi Stadium is in the running, let's say Levi gets, the soccer and flag football over Oracle. Oracle could end up hosting baseball. Or if Levi and Oracle get it, but Dodger Stadium doesn't get it, well, then Dodger Stadium, would host baseball. So one of those 3 venues, out of the ones proposed, that are baseball stadiums legitimately, could end up hosting baseball. Well, Levi Stadium is not a baseball stadium, but it could be reconfigured just for the Olympics. You never know. But getting back to what I was saying, any one of those stadiums, mainly the two baseball stadiums, if one of them loses out, of the soccer and flag football and stuff, guarantee that stadium that doesn't get the soccer and all that, they will get the baseball. There's no doubt. Now, again, the key thing you want to look at, and I will put a link to this in the description, the key thing you want to look at is the fact that some of these venues, the status of hosting certain events are up in temporary status. The reason being is because they still got to dot the I's and T's to ensure that if there's any kind of reconfiguration needed, any kind of renovation, which believe me, there will be, there will be some reconfiguration and renovations needed, maybe small, tiny ones. They're going to want to make sure that nothing is left out on the loop. They're going to want to make sure of that. They're going to want to make sure everything is on the up and up and ready to go. So basically, you want to keep an eye on those temporary things, because those might change. I got a feeling some of the venues that are in the running, to host certain events, if they don't get them, they might end up getting some other events, in return. So got to keep an eye on that. But my overall thought is this. I like the idea that they're willing to expand out of the Los Angeles, Southern California region and share, the Olympics with other parts of my home state, California, as well as other parts of the country. Because basically it shows that if you're going to host an Olympics, that it shouldn't just be a city that hosts it. It should be the country that said city is in. In other words, it should be said country that says, let's open up all our areas to the Olympics. Now, I'm not saying countries haven't done that, but every time countries have, it's only been within a, 30, 50-mile radius, and that's it. Maybe 100 at the most. It hasn't been any further. When you look at what's going on here with Los Angeles, and them having softball in Oklahoma City, that, my friends, shows you that they want to send a message to the world that this is how you should do an Olympics. Not just because of cost-cutting measures, but mainly to show how united you are as a country, no matter who your leader is. So I like that aspect. I really do. The only question that is left behind is what venues that right now are in temporary status will either be approved or not approved. We'll have to see. But again, I'll provide the link in the description for you guys to read it off yourself. But let me know what your thoughts are. How do you feel about this overall, the structure that they're going with as of right now? What are you looking forward to the most about it? Will you try to attend the Olympics yourself in 2028? Whether you're in the LA area, whether you'll fly out for it, or maybe you're in Oklahoma City and you're going to catch those events. Let me know. Comment below. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. Also click on the links in the description, the link to my Teespring store for merchandise you can't get anywhere else, as well as links to where you can find my content elsewhere, which, by the way, I just uploaded a new video onto my Odyssey.com channel. Basically is my video on the Incredibles 3 movie that I posted here on YouTube. You can now find it over at Odyssey.com. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are, and until then, I'm out.